music is I loved music, and I loved to sing, and I loved to play. And I was one of those kids who got traumatized by mean kids and mean adults who would like pick on me for, oh, you're singing too loud, or you're singing too this. And I had a huge passion for music, but I was actually afraid of performing in front of people for a really long time. So then I discovered electronic music, and I was like, perfect, that solves that problem. I can make music.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, and there's this thing called the internet. You know, I was like 18 when I figured this out. And then I could put the music I was making on the internet, and I still didn't have to deal with, like, mean people.
Well, when I first became aware of Jillian, which was, like I said, about 5 years or so ago, she probably, at that point, has, like, the largest internet fan base that I've ever seen from an unsigned artist, from an independent artist. 3, 4 albums out.
One, Eden, Fallen, Beta, Neverland, Confess Now, and then there's another one. So there's like 5 or 6
So
now.
we're talking about 5 or 6 albums that she has recorded, produced, and released on iTunes in the last decade, all on her own. And you've always been such a champion for independent artists.
Say the internet was cool because all of a sudden I realized I had unlimited space. So I didn't just, like, I remember when I was a model, I first started, you had to carry around like 10 photos. And then all of a sudden I could put 1,000 photos and like links to every album.
She has at least 50,000.
And maybe not on the website, I just redid it. And then I could have, you know, blogs, and what would happen is I get the whole advice thing when it started because people kept asking me questions. It'd be other models, it'd be emails, it'd be messages, and I just was like, wait, okay, what if I just, instead of just writing this one person, I would start making a whole, you know, section, which will eventually become a book. It's in the pipeline. But, to tackle all that stuff that I still get questions for a lot. And it's just, I feel that, you know, you get what you give.
New York's not an easy city.
No.
And so
neither is LA.
5, 10 years straight pretty much in New York. I mean, besides traveling.
7? I can't remember yet.
And so what keeps you going? What keeps you going? You know what? This is my dream. I've got music I want to share with the world. I'm modeling. I'm this. I'm that. I'm acting. What keeps you going?
It's such that's an interesting thing. Like, the option isn't there to stop. Like, there's been days where I'm like, you know, maybe I'll just go to India and shave my head and, like,
I think that too.
You know, like, just walk away from it all. Of course, those are the days when just something went horribly wrong, you know, like you find out that all your royalties from the sales of all your albums the last 2 years have been stolen by a company, and you're like, but then, you know, if I actually even envision that or have that dream in my mind, I'm like, I'd last like 3 days, and I'd be like, okay, back to making art, you know. I think it's just, it's like this, I feel that, I feel that art is a form or expression of love in its own way, and if you are used to kind of expressing things that way, to stop is, it's like a slow spiritual suicide for someone like me, and so there isn't really the option to quit.
Well, have you thought about self-producing anything as far as acting-wise? Because, I mean, you've been self-producing your own music and everything for years.
I just did, the first thing that I'm crossing into that world with was my last music video, which I kind of...
Confess.
Yeah.
Which is super sexy, super amazing. I think I've retweeted it a few times, and you have to check it out because... which most of your work does.
As much as you can, and also I'm a huge supporter of like equal rights for gay people. I feel like gay people should be able to be married, and I have a lot of friends that are gay, and so I kind of...
There's not 2 hot women kissing in the video. There's not.
No, but yeah, that one was the first one that I actively took a really strong role in, like everything from making sure the art direction where it was like moving paintings around and pulling locations and like pulling in a designer to like work with the clothes and casting the other girl, like from A to Z my hands were in it, and it was the first time with a music video I was like, there we go, we're onto something now. And so with every one of my music videos I've kind of, that's the stance I'm taking.
You had, which you it's something you let kind of fall to the wayside, which I was really into.
Oh yeah.
Your diaries. You had your Jillian Ann's diaries, which was a vlog that she was doing years ago before vlogs became the thing. What?
The vlogs? Yes, I know. I did vlogs. I can't remember. They started a long time ago. Like before vlogs became... Before anybody else was doing vlogs.
Right, but your Jillian Ann's diaries, they were 4 or 5, 6 of them that went up.
Well, we did a lot more. There was actually 3 separate series.
Because your editing skills are incredible.
Yeah, we did, there was the first series, and then there was one we did for Heavy's Angels, which was for Heavy.com, and that lasted for, I don't know, 6 months or a year.
Which is just a really cool behind-the-scenes look at an artist's life in New York and what it was that you've been up to.
And I've been considering bringing them back.
I think you should.
Yeah, it's this whole, like, as things have gotten busier, it's become more of, okay, cool. And then also, you know, it's like when you move into certain realms, I've always tried to be really respectful and really careful with those to make sure everybody looks awesome and everything's positive. Right. Not fake, but just... Like, unlike some reality TV that looks for the worst possible aspects of somebody, I was always looking for the best, coolest, like, stories. And so that might come back.